In 2015, China finished building a 597-meter skyscraper in Tianjin. Nobody moved in. For 10 years, the tower stood empty. No cladding, no tenants, no lighting, just a steel and concrete shell, exposed to a northern Chinese coastal climate with freezing winters and humid summers. In April 2025, China restarted construction. In March 2026, workers installed the diamond-shaped crown on top. The question nobody asked in any of that coverage: what did 10 years of exposure do to the steel and concrete inside? Golden Finance 117 broke ground in 2008 in the Xiqing district of Tianjin, a port city of 14 million people an hour south of Beijing. The ambition was explicit: the tallest building in northern China. 597 meters, 128 floors, a luxury 5-star hotel in the upper sections, a swimming pool inside the diamond-shaped glass atrium at the crown, office space, residential units, and commercial floors stacked below. The structural system used mega columns, massive reinforced concrete columns running the full height of the building, specifically engineered to resist the strong winds and occasional seismic activity of the Bohai Bay coastal region. Construction moved quickly. By 2012, the basement levels were complete. By 2013, the tower had passed 200 meters. By September 2015, it topped out at its full height. Then it stopped. The developer, Golden Properties Holdings, ran into financial difficulties following China's stock market crash in mid-2015. The crash wiped trillions of yuan from equity markets. Property developers who had borrowed heavily found their collateral shrinking faster than their debt. Golden was one of them. The interior fit-out work never started. The glass cladding was never installed. The 128 floors of shell space remained exactly that: empty shell. For 10 years, Golden Finance 117 became what one publication called the world's tallest ghost skyscraper. The Guinness World Records certified it as the world's tallest unoccupied building. The exposed steel structure and incomplete concrete surfaces stood in Tianjin's coastal climate for a decade. Therefore, when the Chinese government issued a permit worth $78 million to resume construction in April 2025, the first question was not about the new tenants or the completion timeline. It was about what 10 years had done to the building that was already there. We have covered this mechanism before, in the Jeddah Tower, in the Burj Khalifa, in the Palm Jumeirah Tunnel. But Golden Finance 117 presents a specific version of the exposure problem that is different from all of those cases. The Jeddah Tower spent 5 years exposed with no cladding on its lower concrete sections. That exposure happened in a Red Sea coastal environment: high salt, high humidity, high temperature. Golden Finance 117 spent 10 years exposed with no cladding on its entire exterior. Tianjin sits on the Bohai Bay. Winter temperatures drop below minus 10 degrees Celsius. Summer temperatures exceed 35 degrees. The thermal cycling, the expansion and contraction of concrete and steel through those extreme seasonal swings, is itself a degradation mechanism that operates independently of moisture and salt. Here is what thermal cycling does to a tall building's structural system over a decade. Concrete and steel expand when heated and contract when cooled. In a building with a completed envelope, those movements happen in a controlled environment. In a building with no envelope, exposed directly to the atmosphere, those movements are larger and less controlled. Over 10 years of Tianjin winters and summers, the accumulated effect of that cycling on the connection between the concrete core and the steel perimeter is a question that requires specific engineering assessment. Then there is the moisture issue. Without cladding, rainwater penetrates the building's shell directly. Water that reaches the concrete surface begins the chloride penetration process. Water that reaches steel connections directly accelerates corrosion. The Chinese government's $78 million resumption permit is not an inspection report. It is a construction authorization. The specific condition of the structural steel and concrete after a decade of exposure has not been published. Stop for a moment, because here is the detail that makes this different from every other abandoned skyscraper story. This one is being finished, and people are already signing leases. In March 2026, Chinese state media reported that leasing for Golden Finance 117 had been largely completed. 17 companies have committed to space. 7 of them are state-owned enterprises. 10 are private firms. State-owned enterprise is moving into a government-rescued building in a government-led resumption project is not a market signal. It is a policy decision. The Chinese government is using Golden Finance 117 as a demonstration project, proof that China's property sector can be stabilized. The diamond-shaped crown was installed in March 2026. Completion is targeted for 2027, 18 years after construction began. But here is the question that the state media coverage does not address. The 7 state-owned enterprises signing leases are committing their employees to work in a structure that spent 10 years as the world's tallest unoccupied building, exposed to the elements without cladding in a coastal climate with extreme thermal cycling. Those employees do not know what the post-exposure structural assessment found. BGI Engineering Consultants, which is managing the resumption, conducted that evaluation. Its findings have not been published. The same pattern we identified at the Jeddah Tower, construction resuming after extended exposure, inspection data not released, is repeating here at a building that spent twice as long abandoned, in a climate that imposes different but equally significant degradation mechanisms. There is a detail about Golden Finance 117 that connects it directly to the broader pattern of China's super tall ambition. Golden Finance 117 and other previously failed skyscraper projects in China were directly responsible for the government banning construction of buildings over 500 meters. The tower that triggered the ban is now being finished by the government that imposed it. In 2020 and 2021, China's National Development and Reform Commission banned new buildings above 500 meters, specifically because projects like Golden Finance 117 had demonstrated that the combination of speculative financing, inadequate risk assessment, and local government competition to build record-breaking towers was producing buildings that couldn't be completed, couldn't be occupied, and sat as physical evidence of misallocated capital. The ban was the lesson learned from this building. The building is now being completed as a symbol of recovery. When it opens in 2027, Golden Finance 117 will be one of China's last super talls for the foreseeable future. The buildings that would have followed it cannot be built. The category it belongs to has been prohibited. The tallest ghost skyscraper in the world is becoming the last super tall in China. And the question of what 10 years in the open did to its interior is the question that nobody in that story has answered. If Golden Finance 117 completes on schedule in 2027, it will have been under construction in various states for 18 years. The foundation system was designed in 2008. The mega columns were poured between 2009 and 2015. The core walls reached 597 meters in September 2015. The building then stood exposed and unoccupied until April 2025. Now, interior fit-out is underway. Mechanical and electrical systems are being installed. The diamond crown is in place, the leases are signed. Every one of those employees will be working inside a structural system whose post-exposure condition, the specific measurements that tell you whether 10 years of Tianjin winters and summers changed anything about the relationship between the steel and the concrete, has not been made public. We have seen this before. The Jeddah Tower resumed construction after 5 years of Red Sea exposure. The inspection data was not released. The cladding went on. The concrete underneath is now permanently sealed behind glass. Golden Finance 117 resumed construction after 10 years of Tianjin exposure. The inspection data was not released. The interior fit-out is underway. The employees signing leases do not have access to the engineering assessment that justified proceeding. Both buildings will likely be completed. Both will likely open. Both will likely function for years without visible problems. The question we ask on this channel is not whether visible problems will emerge tomorrow. It is whether the people inside these buildings have access to the information that would allow them to make an informed decision about being there. At Jeddah Tower, that information has not been shared. At Golden Finance 117, the building that triggered China's super tall ban and is now being finished by the government that imposed it, that information has not been shared either. The crown is installed. The leases are signed. The inspection report is somewhere in a filing cabinet in Tianjin. Drop it below. Would you sign a lease in this building? See you in the next one.